Hello everybody, Big Beardy back again with another Sunday report. And we've had a bit of a quiet week this week. I've only actually been in the van 2 days this week. I've been doing a lot of work in my loft, as you'll see in the week in the life of me. I think I'm going to change the week in the life of from not being a week in the life of the co-driver, but being a week in the life of the Big Beardy one. I might change things up a little bit, I like doing that. So, yeah, I've been in the loft doing, some of you may know I do a lot of eBay stuff as a sort of tick over bit of money. It doesn't make me a lot. You know, I'm not one of these eBay resellers that make a fortune. I make like 50 quid a month. Miss out for as a gold member would say, Nando's, because where man gets hungry, that's where man goes, or something like that. Whatever you say, Goldie, that's, yeah, completely agree. Mind you, she doesn't really want Nando's. We usually go to a place called Mambo Jambo's, get that Cajun food. Can't beat that. Can't beat that. So I've only actually been in the van 2 days this week. Both were multi-drop days. I could have done 3 days, but I had my back was playing up a little bit, and since I've had my back injury a couple of years back, as soon as it starts hurting, I sort of reevaluate what I'm doing. It wasn't actually the multi-drop stuff that hurt my back. It was in the loft, because I'm trying to make more space for all the eBay stuff and that. But going out the next couple of days lifting parcels aggravated a little bit, so on Friday I took it easy and rested. It's a lot better now, so it's probably the right decision. Not financially, it wasn't making any money, but personally, gotta stay fit. And it's bank holiday weekend, so I'm not gonna be working Monday, and on Friday I'm off to see some friends, as long as, you know, another pandemic doesn't break out, and gonna have a bit of a laugh. So I'm having a short week this week, so I've sort of taken these few days as my holiday. Bit of a crap holiday, you know. It's not exactly sunning in Greece or Turkey or Spain, or going to see some castle somewhere nice up in Scotland, but it will do me. So anyway, let's get on to the Q&A. Let's answer some of your questions. Right, I had a really good question from a lad. I've had 3 or 4 questions recently, and they're all sort of similar. So I'm going to try and address each point in a long answer. So a lad asked me. He works for Hermes, getting paid per parcel. You know, he counts himself as a courier, which he is. He's a courier driver. He's a multi-drop courier driver, and he was asking me how I'm making £200 on multi-drops, how I make it, or 160 as I do sometimes. That's the sort of range of work, between 160 and 200 for multi-drops. How is that possible? And how come he's not making it? So I sort of answered this in my midweek video, but I'm going to answer it again. When you go and work for Hermes, Parcel Force, DHL, all these different companies, they're all set up differently, so you're going to get paid different for each one. You know, they're not all the same thing. But when you're working for them, especially with Hermes, you're on 0 hours contract. You're getting paid per parcel. Now, let's say you'll get paid £1 a parcel. You have the majority of drops are between sort of 75 and 120. I think that's the average. So the most you can make is 120 quid, or £1 per parcel. I think you also get charged as well if you're late dropping off, which is just ridiculous. I think, you know, if it's £1, you might only get paid 80p or something. They've got you over a barrel there. So you're basically getting paid per parcel. You only can deliver so many parcels a day, so you're only going to make so much money. Now, if you go in as an agency worker, you're getting paid a day rate, but you're working for an agency. So that means the agency is getting their money, you're on a day rate the problem with agency work is, I find, you're basically seen as, they need you, but you're cheap labour. It's not always the same, obviously. If you're like a manager of a company or something, and you're going, because agency work does all sorts of stuff. But when you're like a delivery driver or something like that, you're basically cheap labour. So you're getting paid probably better per hour than the person who's dropping off the parcels and getting paid per parcel, but it's still not a huge amount of money. I think as a agency driver, you get about £100 a day for multi-drop work, give or take. So you can potentially make more getting paid per parcel, depending on how much you're getting paid per parcel. And I know it's different costs for different aids. It's all fucked up, really. Through the CX, and this is where it's different. when I get a multi-drop for the CX, I'm going to use the CX because people keep asking me why I use, am I promoting the CX? I'm not promoting the CX. It's just that's what I use, and it's the best example I can give. I'm not going in as a zero contracts driver. I'm not going in as an agency worker. I'm going in as a contractor. And if you think about it, when contractors get brought into companies, it's generally because they really need them. They haven't got the drivers themselves. They can't get an agency to send a driver in, so they need to go and get a contractor, which is myself. And as a contractor, I set my own rate. And you can either take it or leave it. So I can say, I want to do the same amount of work as that agency worker, or the same amount of work as that zero contracts worker you got over there, but I want to get paid 200 quid a day for it. Take it or leave it. If you don't take it, fine, I'll go and get another job. And that's why, when you're going in through the CX, or you're going in as an owner driver, you're going as your own company, technically, as an owner driver. And if you're not doing it for the CX, if you're just coming in saying, listen, I'll do that work for you, you set your own rate. They can take it or leave it. That's why you make more money, because you're going in as a contractor, not as one of the others. So when people turn around and me say, listen, I'm working for Hermes and I'm making 70 quid a day, how are you coming in making £200 a day? It's simply, I'm going in as a contractor. And they need me now. They need me today. They probably won't need me tomorrow, they probably won't need me the day after, but they need me today, and I'm willing to, if they need me that bad, they'll pay the money. Simple as that. So, that answers that. The next question I was asked, which is similar, is once again with the whole £200 a day. People seem to be getting stuck on this £200 a day thing. That's what I aim for as a minimum per day, just so people know. Some days I make less, some days, I might make 150. I had a really bad day where I made like £114 and I was running all day, just nothing went right. So, and my petrol offer, so I probably made like 80 quid that day. But I've had a day where I've made 500 plus. It's a very rare occasion, but I say I made 500 plus, take away my petrol, I probably made about 470 that day. But it does happen occasionally, especially if you're got your own shippers who phone you directly. But they were asking, to get 200 miles, to get £200, how many miles do you have to drive? That way you can sort of figure out how much fuel's going to cost you. It's a bit of a loaded question because there's no answer. I could drive 200 miles and get £200. I could drive 500 miles and get £200. I could drive 50 miles and get £200. Depends on the type of work and what the job is. So let's use a couple of examples. I have a regular shipper I work for. They pay me £1 a mile. The place I pick up from is about 20 miles from my home. So I will drive 20 miles there. I'll do £1 a mile, so 200 miles, £1 a mile. So I've done 220 miles. I've made £200. Bear in mind, I'll be in the middle of, I could be anywhere. I could be, what's 200 miles from my house? I could be like Gloucestershire. Or Hull is about 170, so just past Hull I could be. And I live in Norfolk. I could end up there. But I've made £200 for 220 miles. Now let's say you do multi-drops. You're on a day rate, so you make £200. You're getting paid £200 a day. On the day rate, you might be in a city. So my parcel force from my house is about 10 to 15 miles away. So 10 to 15 miles there. In a city, I'm probably only going to do about 30 miles. So I've done 45 miles and let's say 10, 15 miles back. So let's say 60 miles. I've done 60 miles and I've made 200 quid. I could be doing multi-drops and I could be all countryside. So I could do 100 miles, £200. Generally, you will do less miles doing multi-drop stuff. Generally. Some companies do take the mick and send you all over the shop, but generally less miles, more for the same amount of money. Or I could get a job which is saying, oh, it's 200, we're going to pay you £170 for 200 miles. So you've done 200 miles, you've only got 170 quid. Now I've got to make another 30 quid to get up to that 200. So I might get another job which is 100 miles, get paid 60 quid. I've made more than 200. So you can see how there's no real answer. The next question is, well, if it's less miles, you're spending less money on petrol to do multi-drops, why don't you just do multi-drops? Surely it's more economical. And it is. The issue there then is you are doing what most people who work for businesses and get paid a salary do. you're limiting the amount of money you can make, because you're going to do a day rate. It's generally going to be like 9 to 5, and by the time you finish, you're knackered and you want to go home. You're only ever going to make that £200 a day. On the same day stuff, where I get paid £1 a mile, I could drive 200 miles, get paid £200, and then get another job for do 150 miles and get paid another £150, and then get another job. Because to drive 200 miles is not, it won't take you all day. You're talking, what, 4 hours work? You know, you've probably still got another 4 or 5 hours in you, possibly. You know, if you've got up really early and picked up at 4 o'clock in the morning, it's 8 o'clock in the morning still, and you've already, you've already got £200 in the bank. You're not going to stop, are you? You're going to keep going because the working day is just starting. So that's the difference. You're going to spend more on petrol, but you've got a lot more chance of making a lot more money. So how many miles do you do to make £200? It depends on the work and depends on how much you're getting paid per mile. Generally, I run a long wheelbase. When I'm out, I go for £1 a mile. I have been paid as much as 150, 160 a mile on certain jobs. I have been paid, especially during the lockdown, sometimes I was getting paid like 70p a mile. The rates are changing. They dropped dramatically because of the lockdown. They're slowly creeping back up. They're not back where they should be. Apart from a few of my regular customers, I'm getting paid £1 a mile, but they are still lower. So, and it also depends on the van you've got. If you've got a small van, you're not going to get paid £1 a mile. You're going to have to do a lot more miles to get the same amount of money. If you've got a Luton, or if you go up and get a 7.5 tonner, you can do 70 miles and get paid £300. So it depends on what you're rocking in. I hope that's answered some of these questions that are coming to me, and sort of cleared some stuff up. I get asked a lot of the same questions again, but in different ways. But hopefully that's helped. I had to sit down and think about this and think, well, why are people getting confused about? Because I've had some people say, I don't make that much money. Saying, oh, you don't make £200 a day, that's bullshit. Okay, if you want to believe that's fine. I don't see why I would lie, because if I started making this job sound fantastic and amazing and beautiful, everyone would do it and I would lose out on work. I just try and be honest with people. I always try and be honest with everyone. I don't see the point in me lying or buttering up. I'm a little YouTuber with 700 subscribers. I'm not making any money off of this, so it's well, look. One of the reasons I started doing this, it was I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. Personally, I wanted to get to 1,000 subscribers just to prove I could do it. It was a challenge for myself. The other reason was I started doing it, and this is why people might question me, is I want to raise the standard of everyone out there. Don't get me wrong, majority of drivers out there who might be watching this video are very good at their jobs. They know what they're doing, but I speak to a lot of shippers. I make it a point of speaking to shippers because then you get a feel for what's going on. And a lot of them say, everyone's got a horror story of a driver that came in, picked something up, didn't strap it down, or didn't know where they were going, or was, just shouldn't be on the road, some of them. And you hear these stories, and I just think there's a lot of new people as well who come into the business. They're fresh, they're new, they've got great intentions, but they don't exactly know what they're doing. If they can come into the business ready to rock and they're not going to make these little mistakes, it puts more confidence in the business. Therefore, more people are going to use it. Therefore, more jobs might appear. That was my thinking, and I hope it still is. I want everyone to do a better job. That for more customers, we use platforms like the CX, like Shipley, like there's the Same Day Courier Network as well. So more customers will start using these platforms. So people like myself and others using them will get more work. So that's sort of my intention. My intention doing this is not to fool anyone or trick anyone or make anyone think this is the promised land. To succeed at this, you have to work your ass off. Anyone who comes into it and thinks, I'm just going to do it because Big Beardy says he can make money, and you don't work your ass off, you're not going to make a fucking penny. So, you have to work hard, you have to work professional, you have to do things right. If you're not, you're going to fail. Simple as that. And it's like any business, any industry. If you're not, you have to either work your ass off, do something new, or be fucking amazing at it, or a mixture of all three, or you're going to fail. Simple. So, Hope that's cleared some stuff up for everyone. That's my little two-piece in there. That's all Q&A. Oh, one thing. I think it was Goldmember asked me, are there any other platforms that are out there for other than the CX? And there are. There's the Same Day Courier Network. There's Shipley. There's... Oh, I'll tell you, just type into Google courier apps. That's all you need to type in and it will come up with a list. There are lots of other platforms. Like I say, the CX isn't the be all end all. I use an example because it's what I use personally most of the time. But then again, I don't use it that often anymore because I have a lot of customers come to me directly. But there are lots of us. I'm going to try and do a couple of reviews on other ones. I'm going to try and use them. I've tried using Shipley before. I didn't get on with it. I didn't like it as much as the CX, so I just stayed on the CX. Didn't bother using it. I think that's more for people who are going to do lots of co-loading for Shipley, which is not really what I wanted to do. But, so yes, there are lots of other platforms out there to look at. Don't just think you've got to go for the CX because it is expensive and there are others out there. Fantastic. Right, now I'm going to show you my week, which is, like I said, it's been a short week. I've been doing a lot of eBay stuff. I might mix this up. Also, there will not be a Sunday report next week as I am away with some friends, like I said, on the old booze. But I will be recording the Big Beardy Challenge, eating the Carolina Reaper. Woo! That's going to be fun. So I will be doing that next weekend and it will be uploaded a week on Wednesday. Should be uploaded. Keep a lookout for that. That is going to be fun. But here we go. All right, everyone. Bit of a different location today. It's Monday morning. I'm not on the road today. I've got some other things I need to sort out. I'm actually extending the floor on my loft for my next big venture. It's not really. I've been doing it a while, but I want to take it to the next level. It's my eBay shop and stuff. I'll put some information on the video or something. But I just thought I'd show you the dungeon. My dungeon's in my loft. I call it the dungeon. I've got a little... Let me move that light. That's a bit annoying. Got obviously photo area and desktop and all that sort of stuff there. I'm actually in my loft and I'm going to flip you around so you can actually see what it looks like. There's an absolute shit pit up here at the moment and this is my job for today. Back on the road tomorrow, so when I get it finished today I'll just have to do it next weekend. But I've got a lot to do, so let me show you. Right, so here's my little desk area here. That's my little photo area. I've just extended this bit down here. As you can see, loads of boxes down there. I'm looking to do that all the way around. Here's my little collectible area where I collect all my goodies and bad taste bear bobbleheads. I love bobbleheads and Star Wars, so if you ever want to send me anything, send me a cool bobblehead and I'll be more than happy. So here's the dungeon though. This is all stuff I've already got on my eBay shop, and as you can see, it's just miles and miles of trash. I have so much work to do up here, but all this needs sorting out. All the way around here is all my Christmas stuff, so that's all getting sorted. But basically, as you can see behind here, in there, I'm going to be extending the floor so I can have more space up here, so that I can actually do things with a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit of organisation. So as you can see, I've got a lot of work to do up here. This is my second project. I always think it's good to try and have at least more than one source of income coming in. This doesn't make me a lot of money. It's like 50 quid a month at the moment. So I really want to ramp it up. It pays for a meal. But with everything that happened with the pandemic and everything, it sort of opened my eyes that really I personally want to have that second bit of income, because if something goes wrong with the courier stuff, I want something that's at least going to help me out a little bit. So that's why I'm doing this. This isn't going to be I'm still obviously full-time courier and everything, but it's a fail-safe, shall we say. Plus I quite enjoy it. It's a bit of fun. So today, it's Monday. It's been really quiet in Norfolk on Monday. That's one of the other things. On quiet days, I'll often have a Monday which is really quiet. It's like, is it worth, there's not even 4 jobs that pinged up today. It's, it's nearly 10:30, 4 jobs. If you look at the Midlands, which I looked at earlier, it was like 50 jobs, so you can see the difference. So that's why I'm doing this. It's something else for me to do, and if I have those days where it's like it's really quiet or dead, I've got something else I can jump on, because I never stop working. It's my curse. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you that real quick. I know I might do a little video when it's all finished so you can see what I've done. As you can see, I've got this foam stuff above me. I'm not plasterboarding any of this stuff because I don't actually own this. It's a rental, so I'm not going to do that much work. Maybe when I get my own place and I'm actually a millionaire, which I hope to be one day, I'll do something like that. But I'll show you later. Alright, cheers. Alright, so it's Tuesday morning. It's about 10 o'clock. And it is dead out there. No jobs at all. And it's really frustrating. I want to get some work. I wanted to work today because I didn't work yesterday. But there's just nothing. And I'm not just going to do a job for the sake of doing it. So I'm back up here in the loft doing some work. Got to keep busy. Got to keep trying making that money. So yesterday on eBay, I made nearly 100 quid. Which is very rare for me. But at least it's sort of that boost saying, oh, it is going to make you a little bit of cash. It's never going to make me rich, but it keeps that money ticking over. So I thought, I'll get back in the loft, I'll crack on. I've still got loads to do up here, but if I'm not in the van, I might as well be doing this. So I know it's not what you want to see. You want to see me out in the van and me showing you what it is, but it's a week in the life of me, and this is what happened. So if nothing good pings up, then I'll be in the loft for the day. Obviously, if anything does, I'll show you. But there's been like 4, maybe 5 jobs, a couple of all small van jobs. I've bid on them, you know, little 2, 5 mile, 8 mile jobs. But I ain't won them. So what can I do? So I'm just waiting for some big work to pop through. I probably could have won a job, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to win a job just for the sake of winning it. I want it to actually be profitable. And if you just grab anything, you're not going to do that. So, but we'll see what happens. So I'm going to crack on. And yeah, we'll see what happens the rest of the day. I'll speak to you in a bit. Oh, what a day I'm having, people. What a day. I'm shattered. I'm absolutely shattered. It's Wednesday. It's 5:30. And I'm back on the multi-drops, and it's one of those days that just gone wrong. I haven't really been stressed today, but it's just nothing seems to be how it should be. So yesterday, about 5, 6 o'clock, got a phone call saying, listen, there's some multi-drop work, do you want it? It's gone really quiet in my area. So I thought, I'll take it, it's fine. I booked in again tomorrow, and I'm not happy about it, I'll be honest. But it's money at the end of the day. But I got here today, I loaded too much, it was all countryside, then I had to do the collections, and I was just on my way back about half an hour ago, back to the depot. And I got a phone call saying, oh, you haven't done one of the collections, can you go back and do it? So I went, yeah, sure, and of course it's 15 minutes there, then 15 minutes back to where I was. Not going to get to the depot till 6. I'm not going to get home till 6:30, 7:15. And that's not really what I want when I'm on multi-drops. You know, that's not a day rate. I'm doing more than a day. But it's one of those things. Tomorrow will probably be a piece of piss. I'm hoping it's going to be a piece of piss. But we'll see. So, I think my problem is I'm too nice. I need to be a bit harsher to people. I need to say, no, fuck you, I'm not doing it. But I do it anyway. So, but other news, my back is killing. For those of you who don't know, so I'm just overtaking a trailer. So I'm in Norfolk, and all there is in Norfolk are people on bikes and tractors, and Londoners. So, yeah, for those of you who don't know, before I did this, I was a builder. I worked on farms doing the building work on loads of farms, building barns and stuff like that. What happened was, I put my back out quite badly, and the doctor basically said your back's going to be knackered if you carry on doing what you're doing. You need to either slow down or find someone else. And to be honest, I was looking for a new career, so I decided to do the courier work basically, because my back was so bollocks. But I've done 3 days basically in the loft, doing the eBay stuff, just getting it all laid, sorted. 3 days of what I would call light labour. So I wasn't exactly smashing it, I was just, getting on with it and got a lot done, but it wasn't like a day's work, if you know what I mean. My back is killing me, so that injury or whatever it was is still definitely there. And that it's about 2 years old now, and there's still definitely an issue there. But I'm not doing that anymore, so I don't have to worry. It comes to me to a question a lot of people ask me, especially people who know me, who know about my back issues. They ask, how does the job affect your back? And I get asked the question quite a lot. People have been injured, does it affect anything really? And the answer is no. Most of the stuff that goes on the back of your van is put on by forklift on a pallet, and then it's taken off the other end. The multi-drop stuff is all sort of very light, it's parcels. And if I do get anything heavy, I've got the sack barrel, so I stick it on that and wheel it along with that. So I don't really do any heavy lifting, nothing like what I used to do. I used to build walls and lift heavy bits of wood and start at 7:30, finish at, I think I used to finish at 4. I can't even remember now, it's been that long. Yeah, 4 I used to finish, 7:30 till 4 we used to do. But it would be constant. But I've never had, doing the 3 days in the loft has caused me more back pain than doing anything I've done since I started this job. So no, and the driving doesn't really, the sitting position, anyone who's been in a modern van will know the seats are relatively comfortable. They're not lazy boys, but they'll do the job. So it's not really affecting me at all. But yeah, the multi-drops are, I said this to someone on the comments the other day, it's starting to feel like work. And what I mean by that is there's a sort of a routine, and you get to the warehouse, it's like, you're right Dave, you're right Mike, you're right Frank, everyone's first name, and you're asking how their kids are, which isn't a bad thing, don't get me wrong, I quite enjoy that aspect of it, but it's starting to feel like, I've got to get up, I've got to be there by this time, and I've got to get that done, I need to hand that paperwork. It's all starting to feel a little bit like a job. And I don't want it to feel like a job, I want to feel like it's my own thing, and I feel like a cog in the wheel. Is that right? Cog in the wheel? Yes, that's right. Cog in the machine. I'm a little bit tired, I'm not sure what I'm talking about. So, multi-drops today, I've got them again tomorrow. I'm gonna sort it so I get a relatively easy day tomorrow. I'm gonna say to him, listen, I want one of those city runs, because I've been in the countryside as well. Just countryside. It's everything wrong with multi-dropping is countryside, because you don't get signals, so you can't find addresses. Most of the addresses are named rather than numbered, so they're harder to find anyway. You're doing like 3 drops in a village, and you got to drive 10 minutes to the next village. So you're using more fuel. It's taking you longer to do the drops. And in the city, you just do not have any of those problems. And then when you do get a load of drops together, it's generally on an industrial estate, and we all know what happens on industrial estates. The numbers will go, you've got unit 6 to drop to, it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, because whoever designs the layout for industrial estates don't give a shit about couriers, I tell you. So yeah, I've had one of those days, as you can tell. I'm having a bit of a rant about it. And then someone else happened to me. I think this is slowly turning from a week in the life of a courier driver more into the week in the life of Big Beardy. But I said that I made a load of money on eBay, like 100 quid one day. Well, one of the parcels that had to be shipped out, the things I sold, it was a spinner chair, basically, and it's an old style chair for women that do their needlework, and it was a bit of an antique. And it's pissed me right off, because I put it on there for collection only. If you want it, you've got to come and collect it, because it's an antique. If I send it in the post, it's just going to get destroyed. People like me delivering it. So, and then the lady who bought it started kicking off, saying, "Oh, you didn't tell me it was collection." She lives in Burnley or somewhere. It says on the thing, posts from UK, and it says, yeah, posts from UK, not to UK. It's collection only. It said in the description, it said in the postal thing, collection only. And she went on this big rant saying that I was wrong and I must have pressed the wrong button. So I double checked everything. It's thinking I didn't want to be in the wrong. So I checked everything. I was not in the wrong, I was in the right. Yet she carried on to kick off at me. And in the end I said, listen, I can either refund you the money or I'll give you, or it's going to cost you like, I think it was like 12 quid to ship it. But if I do ship it to you, I take no responsibility for it because it's an antique, it'll probably break. And those sort of people piss me off. She's made a mistake, but it's my fault. You know, take responsibility for your own goddamn actions. There's too many people out there that do that. They'll blame everyone for their mistakes rather than themselves. There's been a few people on here who've left comments and things like, oh, I was on the CX for 2 weeks and you told me it'd be fantastic, Big Beardy, and it wasn't. You know, you're full of shit. It's not my fault you're crapping your job. Don't blame me if it doesn't work out. I just give a bit of advice, but this is me and my little rant. Just too many people are willing to blame everyone for things that go wrong or their mistakes or that it didn't work out, rather than have a look at yourself in the mirror and realise maybe you're the problem and maybe you need to sort it out. I don't blame anyone else when my business fucks up. You know, if this didn't work out, I wouldn't go to Pete the courier. Oi, Pete, you messed me about. No, it's my own problem. But there's my rant. I've had a rant today. I've had a rant. You've had a beardy rant. So, yeah, I'm going to get back to the depot now. Like I said, I'm about 10 minutes out now. Drop off this stuff. Get home. I got a new coffee machine as well. So that will cheer me up. Like I said, I'm a coffee whore. I love a coffee. So I'm going to have a nice Colombian tonight. And then I'm going to chill out tonight and then back on the old mortgage drops tomorrow. But I'm determined not to have a day like today. But yeah, that's been my Wednesday. I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, so it's Thursday morning. It's about 10 to 8. Got up, got ready, got sorted, as I usually do. And as some of you might know, since I've done my feet in a couple of months back, I can't run, so I've been on the cycle machine. But I love trekking, I love walking, I love going to mountains and all that sort of shit. So this morning, got my cup of coffee, and I thought I'd go for a nice little walk. I've done everything I need to do around the van. You know, gave that a check. I'm ready to go. I can just jump in the van right now and go. But I thought I'd go for a walk. Like I said last week, one of the advantages of having a start time is I can sort of plan my day, but I don't like planning my day. If that makes sense. So, as you can see, I'm just walking in the countryside. You know, stretching my legs. Apparently I've got to do this to help my feet. The one with the extra bone. Make sure that's all right, because I want to start running again. But I thought I'll just have there you go. Look at that. 2 minutes from my house I am. How jealous are you right now? So I'm going to have a little walk, and you know, you've got to get out and breathe that air in before the day starts. I don't like getting to work tired. I like getting to work fresh, feeling like I've actually been up a little while. So doing something like this always helps. And yeah, I just enjoy it. I do love living here. Right, I'll go to the other side. Look, countryside as far as the eye can see. Can't complain about that. So this is my morning. So I'm gonna go do a little 2-mile walk. Should get back to the van, well, back to the house, about 20 past 8, half 8 at the latest. Car coming. Half 8 at the latest. And then straight down and get some work done. Make that money. So yeah, as you see, I live an exciting life. Ha! Let's do it. Get to see some interesting stuff when you're driving around, doing multi-drops and doing the job. I'm just at Norfolk Tank Museum. Thought I'd have a little look at these. Look at that beast. Look at him. All good fun. So, how do you turn a relatively alright multi-drop day in the countryside, same area I was yesterday, from a relatively okay day into an absolute shit show. Well, what you do is what I just did, and that is you get into a little village, have no signal so you can't look up the next address, think, I know where that is, so you start driving there. You drive 20 minutes and then realise it's not where you think it is, so you've got to drive 20 minutes back to where you were. Basically, a drop that should have taken you 5 minutes in between is now taking you 40. And then it just has a knock-on effect. It was my fault, so I can't blame anyone. You rely a lot on the old sat-nav and the signal and all that when you're doing this job. And that time, when it goes missing, you realise how much you rely on it. So that was a bit of a bummer. But we're still going. Yeah, apart from that, it's been an alright day. I've seen some lovely places today. But, yeah, that was silly. Very silly. Alright people, it's now Thursday evening. I've had a bit of a weird day really. Everyone seems to be in a mood. I don't know why. Maybe because it's cloudy and overcast and everyone gets in a mood when it's like that. But yeah, I've just had some real arses today, but that's how it is, I suppose. So it's been a bit of a dull day. Multi-drops, they dull the mind, I swear. They just slowly rot your brain, multi-drops do. But I've just finished. I'm on my way back to the depot, which is about half hour away, maybe a little bit less. And I'll be dropping off, so I'll be out of there by sort of 5:15, home before 6. I've got to go Chroma in a bit, drop off a unit I've sold, so that's my evening buggered. But that's about it really. Did a video earlier, just dropped it this morning, just a real quick one. I thought I'd best get one out. I hadn't done one all week. So, and I tried to keep you entertained. And I'm back to the depot. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Okay people, I've just dropped off in Chroma. I'm on my way home. It's 7:30. I'm going to get myself some dinner because I haven't eaten yet, which is not good. But I'm only about 10 minutes from home now. 10-15 minutes and I can relax for the night. But I just want to say it's official. Summer is coming to a close. I just saw my first flying bee of the year. The ducks are on their way back to Africa. Because I believe that's where they go. They go south for the winter. Must be Africa. But yeah, I've just seen my first lot in the air, and that generally means summer's coming to a close. It's absolutely hacking it down. It's a bit miserable. It's been a bit of a weird summer really. My summer roundup, we had a really hot start to it, and then we've had like patches of baking hot heat, and then just drizzly air. It's just been sort of wet or windy in between. It's a bit annoying because we got one of those swimming pools what a lot of people have got this year. You blow up the top of it and then fill it with water and it goes up. They're quite big. We got one of them for the kids, and they didn't get to use that much because they were getting there for a few sunny days, and then it'll be shit for a few days, and then it's like, it's oh well, got it for next year anyway. So yeah, first flying bee, summer is coming to a close, and which I don't mind too much being a courier. Summer coming to a close, because in the van in summer it can be damn near unbearable, to the point the thing my phone's sitting on right now, which holds in place, falls down constantly because it can't stick because it's too hot. So yeah. So I don't mind the autumn, don't mind the spring. The winter is not great for tramping, it's a bit cold, and the summer can get too hot. So I like the rain. I quite like autumn. Mind you, I quite like all time of year round. I'm a bit weird. It takes a lot to get me down, really. But yeah, summer's coming to a close. I'm sorry to tell everyone. Alright guys, as you can see, I'm in the loft again. And it's not because of lack of work. I could have got work today, but I have chosen not to. My back was playing up quite bad last night, and I think lifting parcels and stuff probably wasn't the best idea, and I'm a lot more conscientious of listening to my body when it's telling me there's a problem. So I've decided to have it quite an easy day today, light and easy. I'm just putting stuff on eBay. I'm going to record some videos and stuff like that, so I'm still working, but it's not doing the normal stuff. But then again, I've already put like 200 quid pounds worth of stuff on eBay. If that all sells for the price I put it up for, it's like a day's work anyway. So, like I said, it's not an interesting week. It's a very short week. I don't want it to be, but I've decided, it's Friday today. If I got a long job, I wouldn't get back I'd have to drive back pretty much empty. Drop just pop in there because it's bank holiday weekend and everything. So I'm just getting myself really sorted for next week. I've got a short week next week as well. This is the problem. It's not coming the best time because Monday's bank holiday, and then Friday I'm meeting friends, obviously coronavirus permitting, for a friend's birthday, and we're going to have some drinks and stuff and record the chili eating challenge. So I'm going to have 2 short weeks, but I've prepared a lot of stuff. I'm doing a lot of other projects at the same time. I've got some plans, some big plans for the eBay, for YouTube, because I'm really enjoying doing these videos. I do really enjoy them, and I want to try something new. Obviously not going to affect what I'm already doing, but something a bit different. But I don't know how that looks yet, so I'm trying to figure that all out. So I'm here putting stuff online. As you can see, I've put these lovely. I'm putting this on the moment. It's a skull decanter. I actually really like this. It was in our living room, but we've just got too much crap in the house, so I've got to get rid of some stuff. But that's going online. But yeah, I'll let you know what happens later. So everyone, that was the Sunday report. I hope you've enjoyed it. As you can see, my week was a bit short. Didn't really get out in the van a lot. Next week's going to be short as well. It's a bank holiday. Question people ask me, I forgot to answer in the Q&A. Do you work bank holidays? Generally not, because we sort of run when everything else is open. We are transporting goods for companies. If they're not open, we're not open. So bank holidays are a bit difficult. And I won't be working Friday, like I said, because I'm meeting some friends. So it's going to be a short week next week. But and I won't be doing a Sunday report next week. But I'm going to try and drop as many videos, 3 or 4 next week, getting some of these backlogs I've got out of the way to you guys as quickly as possible. But as always, if you've enjoyed the video, please like, comment and subscribe, and be safe out there. Have a great day.